when I was in secondary school, I tried committing suicide. Everybody dumped me to a point where I didn't have friends.
Wait, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Bro.
What? Okay.
What is good? My name is Salim M Tarfa, the Fizzy on the Fizzy Speaks, and I'm joined on this episode with a man of many talents, a man of many creeds, a man who has possibly survived World War III. His name is Mark Kubz. Mark Kubz?
Hi everyone, my name is Mark. I am a self-taught artist, a bead maker, and I'm a program officer in such a way that I can't even explain anyways, but
So yeah, we'll be having fun on this episode talking about to be a man. Hope you enjoy it. We are supposed to talk about really talk about what it is that we as men don't get to really see about mental health when it comes to us.
when I was in secondary school, I tried committing suicide. Everybody dumped me to a point where I didn't have friends.
Wait, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Bro.
What? Okay. So
Please. No, I'm just saying, what happened?
Okay, from the beginning, it was more like my school results were not too good because I had toothaches and I missed classes. Now, I'm not the kind of student that fails all class courses or anything. I still love my maths, I still love my English. And you know, before you can move to the next class, you must have my maths and English. The others were like breeze.
Was this like secondary school?
Secondary school.
Okay.
So eventually, I was supposed to do my promotional exams, and I came into school 2 weeks before the exams. Met the necessary teachers, and like, can I do the assignments, even if it's half the mark, so that I can have something to build on before the exam. So I did everything. A specific teacher, in fact, that was a major reason why I disliked agriculture completely to an extent. I feel like agric is not the way forward, anyways. But I went to meet this teacher, and I was like, "Sir, this is the situation I found myself. Help me out." Okay, fine, no problem. I would give you over 20. Whatever you score is going to be added to your exam, and from there we'll do what we need to do.
And then I think that time CA was 30.
30 marks.
And then
so it was
exam
over
was
20
70.
now, whatever. So she ended up marking my exams instead and taking up the 20 marks from the exam.
Wait, what? She took off
20 from the exam. So I'm fighting for 50 now.
Wait, what?
Okay, so the exams is over 70, right?
And then,
Now, you told me I should write a test, which I did. Probably you misplaced the test question papers or something. You could simply have called me to come and redo it or something. So she felt I didn't do it. I was like, I was in your office with you. I called the names of the teachers that were in the same room with her and everything. And she said, it never happened. Then when you're not marking my exam, me already making up my mind that I've gotten at least 15 marks from the test. Because I knew the ones I got correctly and I knew the ones I failed. You obviously know what you're writing. And you're like, okay, let me fight for this one. Then you're now saying that it's not even balancing anymore. Then your score is about, let's say, 50 something. Then you get to remove 20 out of it and you're getting 30 something. And that's F9.
Wait, sorry. What? Okay, look. Oh my God. She didn't even have to remove the 20. Leave it there. You'd have gotten like a C or something.
Yes. So she did that. Then the other teacher, economics, was now feeling, let me do the same thing to me. And economics was one of my favorite subjects then.
Why? Did you have a relationship? What's going on?
In the same office.
Well, was the economics teacher?
No.
What was the person?
So he was teaching economics and the other was teaching agric. But based on, Igbo, we speak Igbo and we interact regularly. This Mark of a boy said, that kind of conversation. It's not. He has not finished his assessment. He's the only one holding my assessment to be finished. That's the kind of conversation. I'm removing 20 from his exam. That's the kind of conversations you hear.
Why would you remove?
So that happened. Then the result came out. I saw my maths credits, my English credits, other subjects. The ones I was not even taking seriously, credits. I was like, okay, fine, I'm going well. Then the 2 subjects that shouldn't give me a problem became my problem. I took it up to my dad. I was like, I didn't fail this course. I didn't fail. My dad was like, you're an embarrassment. You're shame. You're just a replica of your elder ones. You see this other one as your cousin. He quit school because of he failed. This. That if like fail, I'll just take you and you become a organizer. So that mental image in your head already has damaged you. So on me checking my exam papers, I saw the questions I passed correctly and this woman failed me. I'm like, what's going on here? I took it back to the principal. Ma, see the situation. Can you call him to remark this? I can't repeat this class. She said, okay, she'll call my dad. My dad said he's not doing anything that should repeat the class. He didn't really see that, oh, my friends will not be my friends anymore, or I'll be a laughing stock to people that looked up to me or something. He just did what he needed to do. Then I went to meet some of my friends that I'm close to, that should understand me better. On the staircase, this guy looked at me and told me to my face, like, I'm ashamed to call myself a friend of yours, that you are a failure. Directly to my face. Now you're building up a very, very negative vibe continuously in your head, like, then your cousin, the person that you believe that, would understand you the most. You talk to her, this is what happened. I beg, I don't talk to failures. Came out from my mouth too. So I decided to just go.
So basically, this reinforces that earlier statement about, for lack of a kind word.
Yes.
Especially when you need it the most.
Yes. So back then it was my dog that was my best friend.
Your dog?
I tell you.
You tell me your dog didn't say something to you.
No, so, you know when you're in that trance where you're thinking a lot, the dog will just come to you and lick your hand just to bring you back to.
Dogs don't do that.
The dog did that for me, like on a regular basis. And before I start thinking, I make sure I stay close to it, so that once I've gone too far, it brings me back. So I leave school after repeating. I'll leave school as early as 4 p.m. on the dot. I'll get home in less than 5 minutes, trekking a distance. I trek really fast. I don't want to see anybody. I don't talk to anybody. I just want to go home. I had this depression on my back because of I'm always bending. I didn't just want to relate to anybody. My best friend back then, she was in the same class with me, but after I repeated, she was ahead of me. She couldn't approach me. She was scared to say something that would irritate me or something. We didn't talk for a whole year. It was a whole lot of things. Then there was where it got to my neck. I went to the top floor, I think the 4th floor. I'd already measured where there was an iron rod, just in case I fall, and I probably might have survived it. Let me hit that iron rod.
Look, man.
So it was just one teacher, a maths teacher. This man saw me, and the way he sprinted from the ground floor to the 4th floor just to hug me and told me everything will be fine. One of the calmest words anybody will tell you anywhere. So he called me to his office. He begged every teacher in there to leave the room. He was not talking to me. That he has been in the space where I've been. He knows how I'm feeling, that nobody's listening. He told me that he repeated and he almost did the same thing, and it was somebody that did what he's doing to me right now to him.
Nobody talks about what it's like to come from that place where you man,
So
I wish I didn't understand what you just said, but to have the thoughts where you are thinking of, I better not survive this. Oh my God!
Because it's a whole lot of conversation afterwards.
You don't want to survive it because it's bad enough that you failed at everything else. You don't want to fail at trying to, end everything.
Yeah.
So you are trying to be successful at the one thing you don't want to do. Because the reality of it is that when you're at that point, what depression is hopelessness. You can't see a way out. And then now you're using all the remaining creative energy that you can muster to say, how can I successfully leave this place, leave this situation?
The funny thing is, my results improved. I was the 5th best student in maths for the whole year. But the fact that the promises the principal gave me was, after you do well first semester, right? What do you call it? First term. You'll push it back to SS2. but you have to catch up. I was like, yes, I'll do it. I had the
To give you false hope.
That false hope was just killing me. So eventually the man saw that this is a problem. He called us, all of us that had to repeat the class. He took us to our class where we came out from and told them, you see these people here, you guys should be ashamed for what you have done to them. You've made them look so little to themselves. And as from today, they will avoid you as the same way you guys will have to avoid them. That if I should see any of you talking to them, I will deal with you the way I should. Now, he didn't mention that I was the real reason why he's calling for this whole thing. And he called the boy that really said all that negative to me, and I was like, you don't say that to somebody, you don't know what the person is experiencing. Did you even ask what happened? Have you even gone to check his results? This man literally brought out my result and showed this guy my result. But the fact that he has already said what he had said, I wasn't willing to talk to him forever. And I was on my own rights for not doing that. It's only trigger a whole lot of bad moods and everything all over again. So it happened, and I was like, I have to be the same thing this man was to me, to other people. So in my own area, I have kids, guys that are around me, young men that don't even have anybody guiding them or telling them, oh, this is what happens when you are at 14. I never got the story from my brothers or my uncle that, oh, you have a wet dream or something. No. I just saw myself. I was like, what's this? I had to ask a cousin that I don't talk to, and he was laughing at me instead of guiding me through.
And then that set you off another path of wondering if something is wrong with you.
So now I had to meet other kids, because now we have the internet and we had to read about it. Now to break it down to them and expect them to understand it is a different thing entirely. You have to bring them close so they have that trust.
Okay.
Because,
so, Mark.
Yeah.
Wow. Thankful to God that you've come out of this experience, because there are a lot of ways it could have gone, also like gone south. And I think people don't realize that a lot of the chaos of what we see as men actually starts from what we experience as boys.
Yeah.
And if there is no, especially in this generation, the coming generation is going to see a lot of technology and social media and all of this stuff available, internet is available, is that there is a race for our attention, for our minds. The race is not just, our parents now. It's not just our society around us now. It's also the fact that the media is trying to capture us young. Yeah. And the dangerous thing is when we're looking for answers, trust me, there are so many roads to follow. And some people get abused. I know a friend of mine told me that, he's over 30 something now, but 10 years old he was abused by a lady. Alright? Now, what we see is the grown guy that is wild, is crazy, this and that. Have a deep conversation with him and realize he didn't even realize what happened to him, how many years ago was a problem, until he got to a point where I'm fighting a battle now. So we're at a point now where, if we go to the religious churches, the mosques and everything, what we have is a lot of times is hard rules. You don't do this, you don't do that. Yeah. And there's something that I have seen. If a couple of pastors, people have talked about this, is you have to understand that everyone isn't coming from the same place. Yeah. The other day let me just tell you the story, right? And as I was leaving church, I saw people coming into church. Now this is close to the end of church, so the reason I had to leave was like family thing. I had to go check something, right? And I had to leave, and I saw people coming in around 10-ish. This church is supposed to end around 11, and this conversation goes on, where it's like, look, can you imagine these people just coming to church at this time? And I remember there was a time when I was coming to church at this time. Look at me now, I'm one of the first people to get to church. So even when I'm late now, I'm still early. But there was a time when I used to struggle to make it there, like, you know what, I've worked a long week. Saturday I worked till like 10, 11 in the night, construction site, and then Sunday morning I'm like, God, then I just sometimes manage to put myself together, go to church, just catch a bit of the sermon, just catch the grace, and be like, amen. let me take that for the week. You know,
Church.
you understand?
Yeah.
But what we don't realize is that you need those moments of I just got in, thank God for the grace. Then you don't stay there, you build. So what happens now is, what I love about what you've done with your journey is that you went from a place of what happened to you. You came out of it, and then you made it something for you to do, to say, I'm going to make sure that other people don't have to go through this thing I went through. Because there are a lot of wicked people in the world. When I say wicked people, people that have not, when I call them wicked people, are people that have not healed from their own trauma. They've not healed from the fact that someone didn't give them a chance. They've not healed from the fact that things didn't work the way they wanted it to work out. Maybe those people who are teachers didn't really want to be teachers. They happened to be teachers because they needed a job. So there's always a difference, right? I had a math teacher, one of the best math teachers I've ever had in my life, Mr. Umar, Madam Umar, as you call him, right? And he'd be like, look here, boy, you know, he talks in this funny way, but he changed my life, right? When it came to math, like I love math, it was alright, but he made me really get math, right? If not for him, my wife could have. But he just came in and he taught me in a way that I was like, no. You know that kind of thing. So really, what we need parents that want to be parents. Fathers, especially when you have boys, your job is not just to we're always hard on the boys because we know what we're like as boys, but then we forget that we also needed a kind word, even as boys. So it's that you have to be in that space where you are intentional about, I want to be a father to this boy, or to these boys, depending on how many boys you have, Yes, sometimes they slip, they fall, but you are there to catch them. One of the best things my father ever did, God rest his soul, is there was a time I had something similar to this. I had a very crazy, towards the end of, because my mind was in therapy, so I was doing ICT, I was doing Cisco, hardware coupling, I was doing animation, I wanted to do animation, 3D animation, I wanted to do creative, this, but I liked science, I was doing science, but my mind was everywhere, so I was in a lot of places. And so my schoolwork was struggling. Because what happens if you're creative and you happen to taste the creative space, not even money, the creative space, when you taste that space, everything else is second. I used to go from, I remember my best friend, Christian at the time, we were bunkmates. On Saturday after morning inspection, we come back from dining, I would be at my desk because Saturday is free. Basically, after that, it's like you can watch, you can play, till evening, right? So like, I think, is it evening prep? No, we didn't have prep on Saturday, we have whatever. So the point is, I would be on my desk drawing comics, and I would draw comics from that time, let's say 9 o'clock or so. I would draw comics till the sun would go, like there's no more light in the sky. I would literally be drawing with the last embers of the sunset going, and I'm still trying to see, where am I drawing this character? Panel, lining this, and I would draw like 60 leaves, 80 leaves comic book, and it was everything. And I wanted to do animation, and it was crazy. But schoolwork is here, and it's looking very boring to me. It was boring because I don't do. But it's not the thing is, I didn't hate school. I love school. Yeah. But I was kind of a kid that if I could just listen to you in the class, I'll grab enough. I'm good. Okay.
I'm more on the practical than the theory.
Yeah. But once I can conceptualize it, once I can picture it, I'm good. So that kept me going for a while until when you're getting to the senior SS 2 years. When further math deals with you. Because further math is like So I got to that point where I was just saying, you're trying to conceptualize it. But the guy is saying the divide, this one is coming down, going up, like, guy, why is the X moving? Why is the X?
Now created brackets.
You say, look for X. It's right there, it's the X, But the thing is, I got to a point where I was struggling. My mom was panicking. She was throwing a fit. Salim, what's wrong with you? Other students, they have 2 heads. Those mother stays now. I was wondering because I didn't want to let them down. I didn't want to disappoint them. I wanted to make them proud. And my dad called me. It was like, he didn't shout. He didn't tell me, I failed this and that. You could tell that he wasn't happy. But he was like, look, I know you. What's going on? And for me, that statement, my mom was not the bad guy then. My dad was like, come. What's going on? I was like, no, let's try this. So he didn't even tell me what's going on. He just said, try this exam. Let me see what you can do. So I tried the exam. Apparently, I was doing a transfer exam. So I tried it out, like, ace this exam, man. I wasn't playing with them because like my dad is waiting for me to do this exam. Nah, ace it. So so and I didn't even have so much study time. But my dad just sent me on a course on a park, and he saw where I was struggling and said, "No, you need to come back and just do." So he did that, and I realized that if anything my father did for me, he let me know that I know you. Like, forget about what is going on. You might not be looking like results are not looking like it, but I see you. I know you. This isn't all of you. So sometimes what we need, I feel, as boys, as young men, as people, is men. Now, not even people, is the kind word to say, this is not all of me. This is not all of you that you're giving me. Give me more. What do you need? Where can we come in? So we need to come together as men. Maybe as men to boys now, not boys to men, but men to boys, because the next generation of boys are looking up to us and saying, hey, because all they see is men are getting cars, men are this to this, Davido, this, that. No offense, Davido, no offense.
How do you feel? How do you feel when a young guy comes to meet you and say, you're my role model?
Guy, it feels good. It feels good, but it's weight. It feels heavy. Because at that point, you know that someone is looking at you and is like, guy, I can't fail now.
Yeah.
I can no longer fail. The space to fail is gone. Because someone is looking at me, I have to succeed.
You must. In fact, when you're walking, walk very majestically. Because you know that
somebody's watching you. Somebody's watching how you walk. Somebody's watching how you talk. Your confidence. How do you take defeat? How do you take rejection? How do you take... And these are things that a lot of men struggle with. There is no one to talk to about it. But you need to know that, you know what, someone is watching you. And you can't afford to just...
The good thing for me was I couldn't carry the weight for too long. I had to call the boy. I was like, yes, I might be looking good.
Yeah, I beg.
I'm balanced like this, but
wow.
I have
you have to tell him no. Bruh, the hardest thing for me is having to open up and tell someone that I went through this. I'm saying, why? I don't understand. Why would you? Why? Look at you. You have family, you have money, you have this, that.
You're behaving like you were not loved when you were small.
Why? Don't you know Jesus? That time I know Jesus. I didn't just Jesus. I come to meet you. Like, do you understand?
Like you are tired already.
Yeah, but you see, this is the thing. I want to just say this real quick. When you are at this point of hopelessness, when you are at this point of, I don't know what else to do. For me, what works is this. Knowing that there is a God, there is the God above me. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, where my capacities, where my abilities end, that's where his own is continuing. It just keeps going from there. And for me, the fact that he's limitless gives me some kind of peace. Why? The weight of the world is not really on my shoulders, to some extent. Yes, I still have to be the man. I still have to feel responsible for my family, for myself, for my own future. Even when I don't know where I'm going, someone is looking at me and saying, guy, you're my role model. Are you mad? I'm trying to figure out what's your problem?
I don't choose good role model. You don't choose me as well.
If you see me tomorrow doing Forex, that's it.
Because basically,
just know.
When you pick role models, you pick people that have achieved a whole lot and they are dead and gone. So mine was
the craziest thing. My role models growing up, I'm going to say this unashamedly, apart from, let's say, my dad to some extent. But just to bring it in, right, I would have to say that sometimes, at some point in my life, my role model my role model was fictional. I'm just going to tell you. I had a fictional role model in different stages of my life. Until the certain point in my life, I started saying, okay, you know what? I see people that, I won't say role model, I'll just say I pick elements of this person's life. And because no one is perfect. I realize that no one is perfect. And we all have things that we have to, work on and all of that. And ideally, what you want to do as a young man is to best your father.
Yeah.
You want to get his approval. You want to get I feel like every man, every boy wants to get that nut on fire, like,
yeah, you have tried your best.
I see what you did.
Yeah.
Nice, sharp. That's
it's almost as sweet as when your father tells you sorry.
Which might never happen. He might just tell you, okay.
It's because of you did this, that's why.
It's because, if not because you did, would I have done this?
Next time, don't do
this again. You never get it.
Yeah.
But, it's something that you need to know. Be kind to yourself. And understand that your life is in phases. It's not done unfolding. And when you look around you and you can't find the right role model, look up. I think that's what I'm going to say to anybody. As a word to, look up. Because above you is God. And God is absolutely an awesome role model. Because he made everything. And he made the crazy stuff too. I mean, we have some people that need Jesus. So, but he made everyone. And I'll just say that look up. That's the best thing that ever happened to me when it came to coming out of those dark places and figuring out what to do with all of that. And that's why I'm doing this today, making sure that we talk about this. It's been very awesome having you, Mr. Mark Cuban? No.
Mark Kubz.
Mark Kubz. Kubz. Yeah, he's a special, very, very special, awesome person, awesome guest, and I'm really glad we had you on the podcast today. My name is Salim M Tarfa, the Fizzy. See you in the next episode. Peace.